So what this particular thing is doing, it is searching for a word JSON, and if JSON word is found, it is print till line number 4. Simple two conditions you are giving. Search for a word JSON and print till line number 4. Now you should get a couple of questions are basically okay. So you may enter into certain situations here. So what are the situations? If a file doesn't have a word JSON, let's say, assume whatever the file you are dealing with, it doesn't have a word JSON. So what happens? Nothing is going to happen. So if the first condition satisfies, then only it goes to second condition. Okay, see, it's a simple logic basically. If you are okay, so you are having 1 to 10 lines. I'm asking you to print from fifth line to 10th line, but there are no 10 lines available. At least there are no 5 lines. There is only 1 line. Can the condition happens? No, you cannot print which there is nothing actually. Okay, so here also the same thing. Okay, the first condition satisfies, then it goes the second condition. The first condition is searching for a word JSON. So if word JSON is found, and it will print till line number 4. And if JSON is not found, nothing is going to happen. If JSON is found after line number 4, possible, right? If JSON is found after line number 4, it prints only that particular line. Why? Because it cannot go back. It cannot go back. See, this said workspace always loads one line and run all the commands and sends to the output stream. So load second line, run all commands and put it to the output stream. So it always goes line by line. So once it is done with a line, and you're done. So okay, you cannot go back for the previous line. So that is how actually the sed works. And search for a word Raj and print till end of file. So u comma dollar. Now you see here. Okay, so search for a word Raj and print till Jane is found. Condition. Okay, if Raj is found, it search for a word Jane. If Raj is not at all found, Jane does not found. Okay, so even the Janes exist doesn't matter. If Raj is found and Jane is not found, so it searches for every line and prints till end of file. Okay, so pretty interesting concepts here. Now, okay, so if you would like to get the next immediate 2 lines, so I'm searching for a word JSON, and if I would like to get the next immediate 2 lines, I have an option in grep command, which is -A. So here you are using +2. And you don't have a concept of -2. Why? Because again the same concept, it goes line by line, it cannot go back. So you want to print minus means the order should go this way. Okay, so it never happens. So that's the reason you don't have minus option there. So if you want minus options, you always grep command is available for you, not the set command. Okay, so that is all about set print command. Now let's talk about the actual commands, which are delete commands. Okay, so delete command means it is deleting those lines. So previously printed those lines. Now if you are giving 2D, you're deleting the lines, so you are getting the remaining lines. And if you give 1 comma 4D, so it deletes from 1 to 4 and it is giving okay the remaining lines. 2 comma dollar, so delete from 2 to dollar. Okay, if you would like to remove odd number of lines, that's fine. Now this makes sense. Okay, if you would like to remove the lines where manager is found, so what you do, you simply go and search for a word manager and delete it. And search for a word JSON. Okay, delete till line number 4, that's fine. Delete yeah, once Raj is found, delete till Jane is found. Son is found. This is important. This is interesting thing. Yeah, Uday.
If I found a tweet, have 3 lines in the file.
Yeah, if JSON is found in 5th position, it will print. Yes, it will print. So in which case you are asking for JSON? Okay, so slash JSON comma 4 print you are asking.
No. I'm asking about deleting the file. I have every line in JSON, but I want to delete particular line, 10th line or 9th line in that file. How can I?
Sorry, Uday, I cannot hear you properly.
If I want to delete, I'm going to delete in the file. 10 lines have JSON starting with that JSON name.
Okay, so you want to delete the lines wherever the JSON is found.
No. JSON is every line has JSON, but I
Uh-huh.
want to delete the ninth line in ninth line in the file.
So you want to delete the ninth line in a file.
Yes.
Okay, so we just talked, right? So if you give 2D, it is deleting second line. So in your case, you give 9D, that's all. It deletes line number 9.
But I want to delete with a particular name JSON.
What you want to use?
I want to use that by word JSON, by getting the word JSON in ninth line. I want to delete that.
So you want to delete only in line number 9, you want to delete the JSON word. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now it is not possible. After the delete command, we'll talk about substitute command. With that particular command, it is possible. I'll just tell you that. Okay. After that one, I'll explain you. So now, okay. So here, this is interesting thing. So if you want to remove empty lines in a file, okay. So what you do? So you have to delete by using cap dollar. So yesterday I already told you cap dollar denotes empty lines, and if you would like to delete the empty lines, so this is, some people may ask you the interview questions also. Okay, so how do you delete empty lines in a file? Okay, so simple, set hyphen I. Okay, so as we are not using hyphen I option, you are getting only output, but if you use hyphen I option, it actually edits the file. Okay, so set hyphen I, what is the answer would be? Set hyphen I. Okay, so search for cap dollar and delete those lines, that's all. You're done. Okay, so let me show you like this. So I'm just putting empty lines. Okay, so see, so sed hyphen e, so search for cap dollar delete, and the file is employee.txt. So now the empty lines are deleted, okay, only on the output but not on the file. But if you cat the employee.txt, still empty lines are there. Now if you would like to actually delete the content, okay, what you need to do, you need to use hyphen I option. Now you'll not get any output, but if you see cat employee.txt, whatever the changes you are expecting to change, those gets changed here, those got changed here. Okay, so this is how you usually, okay, so take care of delete command. Now, okay, so the next command we're going to talk about is substitute command. Okay, so what is substitute command is, if you would like to substitute a word manager and if you would like to replace it with director, so what you do is go with a substitute command. So what you have done is substituted manager with director. So all the managers whatever who are there, they became director, they became directors. Okay, so this is not a, okay, good scenario. Why? Because all the managers I don't want to make directors, but I want to delete, I want to search for a word sales, and if sales, okay, I want to make only sales manager as sales director. Okay, so I'll just go and search for, okay, a word sales. If sales word is there, in that particular word, search for manager and replace with director. So other managers are still managers, whereas only sales manager has become sales director. So this is the thing what you are asking, Uday. Okay, so let me show you, let me demonstrate you that one. So what you are asking me is, so cp, I don't want to touch this file, so cp employee.txt, I'll just put it as emp, I'll go with emp. So what I'll do is, yeah, I'll put like this. Now you want to, okay, so you want to make the, I'll just set space nu. So here, okay, so instead of JSON, so where is JSON? Yeah, JSON. So you want to delete the JSON in line number 9. So of course it became into the exact line number 9 only. Okay, very good. So here, what okay, so here one of the, our guy is asking, so I want to, okay, I have a JSON here, I have a JSON here, but what is his requirement is, in line number 9, if JSON exists, he want to delete that particular word, that's all. You don't want to delete the complete line. So how he do that? So actually we should not call it as a delete in terms of said, okay, I mean set terminology. We need to call it as substitute. Okay, so what you want to substitute with, you want to substitute with nothing. So here in this case you are substituting manager with director, whereas in that case your director, okay, so whatever you are putting over here, you just put it as empty, that's all. Okay, so how can you do that is, let me save cat emp. So set hyphen e. So previously you have searched for a word sales, but I'll just go with a line number. So 9s means line number 9, substitute of JSON and replace with nothing, and the file is mp. So can you see here actually, so here you have JSON Smith, the JSON is missing because JSON is now removed or substituted with empty value. Is that clear, Uday? Okay, great. So that particular requirement so is not called as deleting. So that particular requirement is called as substitution. Okay. So and the substitute command we have over here is yes, small s. Okay, substitute command. Okay, now you see here, okay, so I'm using echo apple and you're searching for small s and replacing with capital S. You see simply here. So you have two A's, okay, but you are searching for A and A, but only first A is getting replaced. What about this A? So let's say I'll just put it as animal. So I'll just make it as another A even. Okay, so here if you see, so what about other A's? Those are not replaced. Okay, so in VA editor I'm not sure whether you have come up with an option. You usually search and replace in VA editor by using %s forward slash and the source word and the target word or the previous word and the new word and slash g usually give. Okay, so here also I'm going to use g is a global flag. G is a global flag across the line, not across the file. Okay, across the line. So how substitute command is going to work is, whenever any first substitution happened, it immediately goes to the next line. It doesn't bother about the remaining substitution. So that is how substitute command works. So if you would like to forcefully tell to the substitute command that change the each and every possibility globally across the line, so you go with small g option. Let's say my requirement is to change only first possibility. I'll give you simply 1. If my requirement is only to change the second possibility, I'll give 2. If my requirement is to change only the third possibility, I'll give 3. Okay, so like this you're actually, okay, so set command substitute is going to work for you. And one more situation here. So what is that particular situation is, see you're searching for a, okay, John and you're replacing with Johnny, so this is not required, that's fine. Yeah, you see this situation. So you're searching for John and you're replacing with Johnny. Okay, simple substitute command, you're searching for John and you're replacing with Johnny, but John is still John, he is not replaced with Johnny. Any ideas from one of you why it was not replaced? Simply simple substitute command. I am substituting John with Johnny, but it's not substituted. Why? You can clearly see the John is still John, not Johnny. Any ideas?
In that we have to go with only G.
Okay, so let YG G is global change, but here change itself is not happening, right? See, still John as John. Okay, so you want to maybe to put as G. I'll just put G. Still same. John is still John, not replaced with Johnny. Any other guess? If you clearly observe, you'll understand. It's not at all a big deal.
By
Okay.
default, it will work on first column only.
No, Ramchandra. It works on the line. It doesn't matter about the column. You need to clearly understand. Not you don't need to understand anything here. If you simply observe the outputs, what you are giving and what you are expecting, you'll understand why it is not replacing.
Oh,
Any other guesses? Say you want to write scripting, your mind has to think in 10 different ways. One thinking doesn't help you in scripting.
in employee.txt, John has a capital letter, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are
exactly. Okay. So here you're searching,
we are
trying to
forcing it to cases.
exactly that is the answer. Okay. So here you're trying to replace small j o h n to capital this one, but here what you have is j o h n. So by default, sed enables case sensitivity. It always searches with case sensitivity. If you would like to enable the case insensitivity, then you have a flag available like globe. G is a flag. G is not a command. Instead, substitute command, whatever the G we have used, it's a okay. So it is a flag in substitute command. Okay, it's not a command actually. So likewise, you have small I as a flag in substitute command. Now you can see John is now replaced with Johnny. Okay, so to enable the case insensitivity in substitute command, or even in any of the command in any of the searches, if you would like to enable the case insensitivity flag, use I option, I flag, not option, sorry, I flag. Okay, now the next command whatever we are going to talk about is append. So till now you are printing the content which is already there, you are deleting the content which is already there, you are substituting the content, so with at least the previous content, it's you are relying on the previous content. Now what your requirement is, altogether you need to add the new data, new lines to the file. You need to add the new lines to the file. So how do you add a new lines to a file? Okay, how do you add new lines to a file? So how do I add is, the first command is append. So a means append. So to the second line, it actually appending this particular new content. So what is the new content? 203 Johnson engineer. I am just appending to line number 2. Let's say you want to append to IT manager, so you search for IT manager instead of line number 2. Okay, so how do you search, right? 2 forward slashes and search for IT manager and append there. So wherever the IT manager found, it appends that particular line. So $a means obviously end of the file append. So if you would like to add content to the end of the file, use $a. Now the next command you have is, okay, so to I. So now you want to insert, actually you're not appending, you're inserting. Okay, so insert means, so into the exact line wherever you want to put it, okay, it is going to go there. Append is in the line number you have given, it goes to the next line. So but insert means it goes to the actual line. Okay, and the file name. So you have two commands to add the content, so which is a append, I insert, and I flag is different. Okay, that is a substitute flag we talked in substitute command. This I is a command here. Okay, so these little differences you will understand while coming into the practicing of set command. Okay, so till then it might be a little confusing here and there, like everywhere you see I, and it's a different purpose in different situations. So how I'll come to know. Okay, with little practice you'll usually grasp those knowledge, not an issue. So $I means obviously end of the file insert. Now this is the one last command which we are going to talk about, which is change command. So what is the change command? So we are going to remove the existing line, which is 102, and whereas I'm going to add the new content to the same line. So change means change the complete line. So the previous content will be lost and you put the new content there. and you put the new content there. That's all. Okay, so that is all about, okay, so the set command and its options, and you can use this particular one anywhere you want. Okay, so let me do like this. Um, So everyone might have known about a file called as sshd_config. So I'll just copy that file to /tmp sshd_config, right? So what is the purpose of this particular file? If you would like to configure something, okay, about with respect to SSH configuration, so you'll modify something on this particular file. Now here I would like to change certain parameters. So what I am having here is, so password authentication is no, it is enabled as no. What I want to put it is, I want to put it as password authentication as yes. Okay, so how do I do that now? So different approaches. So firstly, as a, okay, so I mean, as a good scripting guy, what I feel is I'll always check, okay, what all the situations are already there. So for that particular one, so what I'm doing is search for password on this particular file. I'll come to know how many password authentications are there on that particular file, so that I can make a logic. Oops. Oh my God. Yeah. So here you can see, I can see on 4 lines, I have password authentication. Now my intention is to change this password authentication of yes to no to yes. So how do you change it? Any approaches? Any of you? You got my point, right? So you have password authentication as no here, and you have password authentication on all these lines. But I want to especially change this particular line of no to yes. How do I do that?
In the second line,
So
we
this is,
don't have hash symbol.
yeah, so you don't have hash symbol. So now what I am going to do is, so set hyphen e. So I don't have hash symbol, right? So other things are starting with hash symbol. So here I want to start with password authentication, cap symbol. We already talked about this one. So starting with password authentication. Okay, so search for no and replace it with yes. And the file is /tmp sshd_config. I'll just grep for already changed, but here I'm searching for password authentication LC. So now you can see password authentication is changed to yes now. So without changing any other lines, So after that you restart the service. That's all you need to do, right? So in configuration file, what you do? So you usually change a parameter and you restart the
Just
service.
restart.
That's all. So that's what you're doing with the same thing with set command. You're just modifying the configuration file. Okay, so here just to show you, I'm writing so many greps and all, but if you simply give -i, you're done. Okay, so if you open /tmp sshd_config, you're actually modifying the original configuration file. You're done with your job. See, password authentication has been made to yes.
Yes.
That's what you usually do. So you just need to go and find a criteria how I can how I can make a change to this particular file. So then it is very easy. Okay. So and the usually regularly used options are, these are the options. Okay. So these are the commands: insert command, print command, delete command, substitute command, insert, change, and okay. So insert, append, and change. So there can be other criterias also. Okay, so what is the other criterias I want to, you can go with? I can go with change now. Okay, so now the password authentication is already yes. I'll put it as no. So how can I put it? I can change that particular line as no. So this also makes sense. So this is a different command now. That's all altogether. So if you go now and you search for password authentication, so now it is no. But I have replaced this particular complete line now. So previously I have replaced only this particular word. Now I have changed the complete line. So there is a certain difference. So that always depends upon how you approach and what is your requirement, and always the things changes. Okay. Okay. So any other questions with respect to set command? We have time. You can ask if you have anything. Any other questions? Okay, so not only about set commands, so till about the topics whatever we have discussed till today. If you have any questions, please let me know. No questions. Good for me.
Actually,
Yeah.
E
Yeah.
means SED hyphen E means
See, E means if SED you can write multiple commands. It's not only a single command. If it is a single
yeah.
command, you no need to use hyphen E. Okay, if it is multiple commands only, then you have to use hyphen E command 1. I wrote you the syntax, right? Hyphen E command 1, hyphen E command 2, hyphen E command 3. So in general, okay, so I practice that in such a way that I always use hyphen E option, whether I use single command or whether I use multiple commands. Okay, here in this case, it is all one thing. So no need of hyphen E option. So hyphen E is to enable a command.
Hyphen E means enable a command.
Enable a command. Anything else? Uday, anything from your side? Okay, sure. Anything from you, Ramchandra?
I have small doubt.
Yeah, tell
What cap command cap means?
See, cap
We are
means starting of
replacing
the line. Okay,
Oh,
yesterday's class, yesterday class, did you seen
no.
the video? Okay, so there I have explained you. Okay, so cap means starting. Every line will have starting and ending, right? So there has to be something denoting the starts and endings, right? So
Okay.
so how it is been is, so every line starts with something is called as cap symbol. So every line is started with cap symbol. So that is a notation of the Unix and Linux files, and dollar symbol. This is the notation of, okay, so end of line in Linux and Windows. But you come to the Linux and Unix. You come to the Windows operating system. Okay, so starting I don't know, but ending is actually cap m. Cap m. Okay, it's a different operating system. They maintain their notations. It's a different operating system. They maintain their notations. Anything else?